Boots versus Vergil is 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
10 times bigger. So if Boots really wants to prove to the world that he's the best 154, he needs to fight Vergil. And that's the fight we want next. We don't need no tune-up fight. We don't want no stay busy fight, comeback fight. No, that's the fight we want.
Robert Garcia insists Vergil Ortiz is ready for Jaron Ennis now, Vergil Ortiz, and prove he is the best fighter. According to Robert, Vergil is ready for Ennis now, but the fear of losing is influencing Ennis's decisions, while making it clear that he still expects the fight to come together.
And, he knows that it's not going to be an easy fight, so maybe he chooses to go other directions. He knows my team is a hard-working team. He knows my team is always going to be in great shape. We already faced them with Raymond Morataya and Andy Cruz, and everybody knows the results. Raymond looks sensational, looks strong, and he knows that, we have a solid team. He knows that my team is going to go out there and put the best, do the best out there to win that fight. So maybe that's his reason to be maybe avoiding it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, because I think there's no other excuse. The fight should happen by November.
From another perspective, Chris Algieri argues that Ortiz's current status doesn't tell the full story. He points to the way Ortiz has responded when faced with serious opposition. Those performances, in Algieri's view, have established Ortiz as a fighter operating at a much higher level, and that distinction could matter greatly against Ennis.
No, I think him not being a champion has nothing to do with him. He's been willing to fight all the guys. He's got good, solid wins on his record. He's fought really tough guys. The Madrimov fight was extremely impressive. He's the Bohochuk win, which a knockdown, drag-out fight himself. So he's been tested. He's been in tough. We've seen him deal with resistance. So I can't call him a prospect. Just because he doesn't have a title doesn't mean, he's world class.
That level of opposition would also test the completeness of Ennis's own game. Bozy Ennis highlights how complete his son has become, pointing to his ability to operate in different areas of the ring. He sees Ortiz's aggressive approach creating opportunities that Ennis could potentially exploit.
Talking about fundamentals. He got all the fundamentals. He got everything. He can fight you inside, fight you outside. He can do whatever he want to do. So, he got everything.
Because I heard guys like Floyd and Roy say you can't do that stylish stuff without having the fundamentals down first anyways.
That's what I'm saying. He got everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think your son stops Vergil Ortiz?
Do I think he stopped?
Mm-hmm.
If Vergil come in with that shit he was doing with, what's his name? Erickson Lugan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gonna run right into something. Remember, Vergil can punch, but Boots can punch too.
Yeah, I know Mexican fighters are known for the body attack, but
Chris Algieri sees a sharp contrast in the way Ennis and Ortiz operate. He views Ennis as a versatile technician with multiple dimensions, while Ortiz brings a more aggressive style built around constant offense. That clash of approaches could make the tactical battle especially intriguing.
You got Boots, who's a fluid, side-switching, counter-punching, killer puncher. You got Vergil, who's a two-fisted destroyer, comes to get you.
Taking that contrast further, Tim Bradley sees Ortiz's danger coming from sustained combinations rather than one-punch power. He views Ennis as the more technically polished fighter with the skills to manage Ortiz's pressure. For Bradley, the matchup may come down to which man imposes his strengths more consistently.
How does Ortiz fight? You think Ortiz is the type of fighter that got that one-punch knockout power? Hell no. Ortiz straight up and down. Put them combinations together, yeah. He's relentless, yeah. That's it. But determination itself don't win fights. Skills win fights. That's what win fights. If you ain't found that out yet, damn, you better look at some more Floyd Mayweather. You better look at some damn Terrence Crawford. I'm telling y'all, this boy Boots Ennis is a bad man. I see the damn skills. Yeah,
And if Ortiz does try to overwhelm Ennis with pressure, Bradley sees a specific way for the champion to respond. He believes Ennis has a clear tactical opening that could disrupt Ortiz's preferred rhythm. Bradley's approach centers on making Ortiz work for every opening. The key is how Ennis chooses to execute it.
He uses a high guard. What do you do against a high guard? Oh, you jab the hell out of it. You keep touching it, keep touching it. As you touching it, you repositioning, right? He's turning with you because he's so ferocious. And he follows you. You can set lateral traps on his behind. With the high guard, what do you mean? Oh, you can set low. Hey, you can hit him downstairs. Yeah. Oh, go high, oh, back down low. Go high, go back down low. He got to adjust to that. Yeah, he got to adjust to that, man. What you do? Keep touching, touch and go. Bing, 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 touch and go. Bing, 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 easy work. Oh, he gets close, ties up. Yeah, walk his back to the center ring, push him off. Get off me, little man. Back on the stick, sticking him outside. You can outbox Ortiz. Ortiz can be outboxed.
Turning to the tactical battle, Shawn Porter highlights one area he believes could become especially important for Ennis. Porter emphasizes the importance of maintaining his composure when the pace and movement begin to test him.
Last thing for me, my advice for Boots ahead of that fight, my advice for Boots would be mindful of your exit strategy. You gotta have a tight, ready exit strategy. You can't just do whatever your body does.
Yeah.
You gotta be in control of that and make the right exit, because the exit to me is where he could be the most vulnerable in this fight. And then my advice for Vergil would just be to stay disciplined, doing what you do. Don't get discouraged. There's a lot of speed, a lot of movement, a lot of everything gonna be coming your way.
At you, yeah.
Stay confident, don't get discouraged, stay with what you're doing. Eventually, it's gonna work.
Even with those offensive tools, Shawn Porter believes Ennis will have to be careful about one particular aspect of the fight. He highlights an area that could become especially important for Ennis, while emphasizing that Ortiz must maintain his composure when the pace and movement begin to test him.
A very explosive fight. Vergil has the hand speed to compete with Boots in the exchanges the way other fighters he's fought haven't. He's keeps everything tight and come back. It's technically sound. But Boots, if he could take the power well and get into a rhythm in that fight, he starts hitting from both sides of the plate everywhere. That athleticism is a problem.
Yeah.
The jab is going to be key for him in that fight out of both stances. He's going to have to fight behind his jab and not just get to the bag of tricks early. He's gonna have to fight honest behind his jab and discipline. But if he can, I think that body attack could be very interesting coming Vergil Ortiz's way from Jaron Ennis.
That pressure could force Ortiz to rely on more than his usual approach, which is where Teddy Atlas sees another dimension becoming important. He highlights a part of Ortiz's game that could matter against Ennis, giving him another route if Ennis takes away his preferred approach. That versatility may become a key factor as the fight develops.
Two confident guys, you know, two guys with great heart. I mean, look, I'll say this, Vergil showed me a few fights ago that he had a dimension I didn't know he had. When he was just, you know, going through guys, knocking them out with body shots, seeking and destroying. I don't think I knew or anyone knew that he had the ability to use his legs and box and do some boxing. He showed me that dimension. He showed me that dimension in that fight that some people thought he lost. First fight that he got tested. We didn't get a knockout with
Sergey Bohachuk.
There it is. There it is. I wanted you to say his name. I just want to hear you say. And he showed me that he could box. He could use his legs, you know, and matador fight.
Shifting the focus to the matchup itself, Mickey Garcia gives Ortiz a significant advantage in one crucial area. While respecting Ennis's technical ability, he sees Ortiz's physical strength as a major factor. Garcia believes that could become especially important when the two are forced into sustained exchanges. That physical battle may ultimately shape the fight.
I think Vergil's power will be the difference. Boots has really good skills, can't deny that. Very, very talented fighter. But the power is very, very different. Once you're in the ring, he's strong, bro. You've seen him in his last few fights. And the power is just impressive. Boots gets caught with one or two of those shots and it's gonna hurt him. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight though. I think Boots he's got the skills to be, you know, very, very good and competitive and have some really good rounds, but I think Vergil's power will be the difference.
Turning to the business side, Eddie Hearn points out that Ennis had already accepted significant concessions for the Ortiz fight in the past. He suggests that his willingness showed how strongly Ennis valued the opportunity to prove himself against a major rival.
But Vergil doesn't have anything that Boots wants other than a big fight and a good payday. He's not chasing paydays, he's chasing legacy. But there's still a lot of people that want to watch that fight. So don't forget, we accepted that fight and signed for that fight, Boots had to take less money than Vergil Ortiz because they wouldn't take it unless he did. Boots had to be the B side. They said it has to be Ortiz against Boots. I said, why? No one's got a world championship. No, we're not taking the fight unless it is. Okay. They even asked him to cut his beard and not wear colourful gloves. All of the things that he agreed to do to have the opportunity to prove he was the best.
Looking at the tactical matchup, Showbiz highlights a specific situation where Ortiz's chances could improve. He argues that the fight becomes more competitive when Ennis is forced into a much less comfortable position. That could make ring positioning a major factor in determining how successful Ortiz can be.
So all I was saying was, it behooves Boots to have Ortiz fight at his weakness, going backwards from the center of the ring. That's all I was saying. That's not a bad take. That's common effing sense. Now, if your take is Vergil could never win, there's no way he wins. Even if Boots is against the ropes, he doesn't win. Then we shouldn't be excited about the fight. F the fight. The fight is whack. If Ortiz, there's no way he should win, he should never even try. But what I'm saying is the likelihood of him winning goes up the more Boots is against the ropes.
The threat Ortiz presents in those moments is exactly why Roy Jones Jr. believes Ennis cannot afford to lose focus. Jones argues that Ortiz would demand a much higher level of concentration, leaving Ennis with little room for lapses. That makes Ortiz's pressure a test of Ennis's discipline as much as his skill.
Put Vergil Ortiz in front of him and watch he don't go to sleep. Watch he don't go to sleep against Vergil Ortiz. Because if he goes to sleep against Vergil Ortiz, Vergil gonna show enough come at him. I guarantee you, put somebody like that in front of him, and I bet he don't go to sleep. And I put what they want to put on it. I guarantee he won't go to sleep. Now, he might not win, but he won't be because he went to sleep. He won't go to sleep against Vergil Ortiz. Trust what I tell you, because that's a higher pedigree. That's a guy with a better background, with a better past, with a better track record, with a guy that he knows if you go to sleep, so he not gonna go to sleep on him. I promise you he ain't. Some kids, see, this is what I like about boxing.
Still, Andre Ward points to a quality that could help Ennis handle that kind of pressure. He highlights Ennis's consistency as one of his defining qualities, suggesting Ennis approaches every opponent with the same level of focus, regardless of reputation. That mindset could prove crucial against an elite challenge like Ortiz.
Right there for me to stay on point at all times. I don't care if you 0-12, 12-0, 20-0, 0-20, it's the same difference. If you 0-20, you come up in here with me, I'm gonna treat you like that. If you 20-0, then I'm gonna treat you like that too. That's how I get down. I don't do the highs and lows and the flip and switch on and off. I'm like this, and I'm trying to keep growing each and every fight and trying to stay locked in, because whether I'm fighting an elite guy, a mid-level guy, or a guy that ain't got no business in here with me, whether you gonna get the same Andre Ward every single time. And I think Boots Ennis has that in him.
But Crawford sees another issue that Ennis will need to address. Terrence Crawford identifies a vulnerability that could become costly against Ortiz, suggesting Ennis cannot afford unnecessary exchanges against an opponent capable of punishing lapses. That makes defensive discipline a major factor in this matchup.
Like he did the last time, Ortiz gonna finish him.
Wow.
So he gotta tighten up his defense.
10 steps behind you, right?
He gotta tighten up his defense. He gotta stop exchanging. I know he's faster than most. He's more explosive than most, but at the same time, he's shown in the past that he can get careless and that he's going out there just to fight, and I don't think when you get higher and higher, that's going to be enough.
Turning to Kenny Ellis, he expects Ortiz to bring a more aggressive challenge than some of Ennis's previous opponents. He sees Ortiz's forward pressure creating more early action, but also believes that approach could leave him vulnerable as the fight develops. That could make Ortiz's aggression both his biggest weapon and his biggest risk.
He got a right to his opinion, but I don't think he'll sleep Boots. I don't think he'll sleep Boots. Good fight, though.
Do you think he puts a better fight than Zayas?
I think he'll start faster, but get caught earlier. He got more. He bring.
He can start faster.
He bring more pressure than Alexander. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if he's gonna get stopped faster, but I think he'll get stopped. Boots don't have to look for him. He's gonna be right there for Boots. He don't know no other way but forward. You know what I'm saying? Boots will box him until he catch him.
Greg Hackett is critical of how Ortiz's side handled the previous negotiations. He believes an opportunity was allowed to slip away, leaving the matchup in a more complicated position. Hackett now sees another major fight potentially arriving before Ortiz gets his chance with Ennis.
To put it like that, but what I'm saying is it being 4 belts, and he got 2 of them, so that would be 50%. But if my math is correct. But what I'm saying is Vergil, he himself over. His team, his managers, his promoters a lunatic. You know what I mean? He a cool lunatic, but he a lunatic. They had that fight in their hands, and they let it. You know what I mean? So, because they tried some quick. See, they tried to be slick, and they the fight up. So I think we get Boots and Fundora before we get Boots and Vergil.
That possibility makes the current timing even more important. Chris Mannix sees a clear opportunity for Ennis to take on Ortiz next, especially with other potential matchups becoming complicated. He argues that the pieces are already in place for the fight to finally move forward.
Well, there's no market for anyone but Boots next because there's no other options. Like, if Vergil doesn't fight Boots, Boots is probably going to fight Josh Kelly in a title unification fight, which is a very easy fight to make for Matchroom. Sebastian Fundora is penciled in for a title defense sometime in the fall. First fight of his PBC on DAZN contract. He's not going to be available the rest of this year. There's nobody else, Sergio, in the 154-pound rankings that I care about. Like, unless you can give me a name that you think is a marketable, good, solid fight for Vergil Ortiz that he should take on besides Boots Ennis, that's not going to work for me, and that's not going to work for anybody else involved because we are ready to see that fight. Boots is coming off arguably the best win of his professional career. Yeah, Vergil's been out since last November. That's not that long a time. It wouldn't be unheard of to see him come back roughly a year later and fight Boots Ennis in November of this year.
With that opportunity in front of him, Bernie Thaw Boxer believes Ennis should embrace the matchup rather than allow the past to get in the way. He sees the fight as a valuable chance for Ennis to prove himself against a major threat. With fewer alternatives available, the timing could make this an important test for Ennis.
Well, I think Boots should take the fight. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. Just say, y'all killing yourself with the fighters. Stop that stupid shit. The man gonna fight. That's it. You know. Boots said he'll fight him. It don't matter. Boots. That's a great fight for Boots. If I'm Boots, get him up there. That's all. I get him up there. If that's the. I don't give what happened last time. Let's fight. I don't care about none of that. Okay, now you ready to fight? Let's fight then. You wasn't so sure months ago. Okay, now you sure? Let's fight. Because Boots still needs that validation. He still needs to prove that, you know. Fundora's going up. He's fighting his mandatory. There's nobody else in the realm for Boots to fight.
But if the Ennis fight fails to materialize, Robert Garcia sees Ortiz having other options at 154. He suggests the division could offer Ortiz a different route forward, which may become necessary if negotiations continue to stall. For now, the focus remains on whether Ennis becomes available.
We can't wait. Look, Vergil's not gonna, at 154, Vergil's not gonna get that title shot for at least another year, and we're gonna wait. We're not gonna wait. We move on. Even though they're not title fights, they're bigger fights. They're big fights. Tim Tsz's a huge fight.
Yeah.
Charlo would be a huge fight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fights at 160. There's champions that I'm pretty sure at 160 are willing to fight Vergil. Definitely 100%. You know. So yes. If we don't get this Boots fight by the end of this year, then we're moving on. We're not waiting for him.
Looking beyond Ennis, Robert Garcia sees Fundora as another possible target for Ortiz. However, the championship picture could make that matchup difficult to secure, especially if other title plans take precedence. Garcia's point suggests Ortiz cannot afford to wait indefinitely for one opportunity, as the division could quickly force him toward another major opponent, while the Ennis situation remains unresolved.
Look, I could say Fundora. We could force the WBC to mandate, because we're the interim champions. After Fundora's next fight, we could force the WBC to mandate that fight, and if that was to happen, then that would be beautiful. But guess what? A unification for undisputed beats the mandatory. So if Boots beats Cali and Fundora wins his next fight, they're probably gonna go for undisputed. So they're gonna leave us out again. Fundora is gonna go for undisputed. rather than go against Vergil.
Yeah.
So 100% is they're forcing us to just wait at least another year. At least another year. We're not going to do that.
If Ennis and Ortiz finally meet, it could answer some of the biggest questions surrounding both fighters. Can Ennis's technique neutralize Ortiz's pressure, or will Ortiz's physicality prove too much? Who do you think wins this potential showdown? Drop your prediction below and subscribe for more boxing analysis and fight breakdowns.